So it's the anniversary of the beef. A year ago from now was the time around where the beef had started between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. This is where things started kicking off. All the songs had dropped, all the songs had released at this point. It was on May 4th where Kendrick decided to drop Not Like Us, which took over the rest of 2024 and has now started a tour that he's running in 2025. But it looks like a year has passed and there's new information that has came to the surface when we find out from DJ Head, a longtime friend of Kendrick Lamar, had gone on the show effective immediately with Gina Views. Shout out Gina Views and DJ Head. And they talk about the beef. DJ Head had recently done a video with Rory and Ma that is going viral right now. But I think the most interesting thing that was said was after the fact. They have a conversation about how Kendrick Lamar had asked for the fade from Drake. Kendrick wanted to squabble up. And now it's all starting to make sense. So this is the conversation that Gina Views has with DJ Head. Apparently, they give us the biggest insight from this beef that nobody has known for this whole entire year.
People just kind of just have fun with this. Like, then it's easier for everybody to digest rather than it just being just so fucking serious. Yeah. Like, it's not serious. Like,
well,
this is.
I agree with you. It did get serious for the homie. It got serious for him because it was like, oh, there's a boundary here and you cross the boundary.
Right.
And that's what I was trying to explain to Ma. And I told him that, like, if you tell me your earlobe is off limits and I'll just fuck you earlobe, now I have to be okay with whatever comes with that. Yeah. You can't tell me that I'm wrong for whatever come with that.
But that's because that's the one piece that's missing for public perception. So the public doesn't know that there was an internal conversation. They don't know the phase was asked for. I don't even know if I was supposed to say that. But whatever, it's on the motherfucking flow. Nigga didn't want to get. Okay, so it's supposed to just keep it on the beat. It's supposed to just be about rap. But this is the line that you do not cross. And if you cross that line, then it's fucking up.
And then you can't tell me what that looked like.
And
so Gina Views and DJ Head just drop a bombshell, man. A year ago from now, we are just finding out the fade was asked for and somebody had turned it down. Now, I think the songs that Kendrick Lamar has been dropping in GNX have been adding a lot of context up until this point, which is why he probably has a song called Squabble Up, and which is why it's probably also the main reason why you hear Squabble Up before you hear Not Like Us. Remember, it's the intro song for Not Like Us music video, and Squabble Up is a phrase for fighting. It leaves me to assume that Kendrick Lamar is the one that was asking for the fade. And I think, in my opinion, that Drake was the one that denied the fade. We'll keep it alleged, bro. But if anybody's going to have some insight, it's DJ Head. He's known Kendrick Lamar for a long time. They're talking about the Mal situation where DJ Head had talked to Mal on a podcast, and they're talking about the conversation that they had, but implying that Mal and them don't know the whole story. DJ Head goes to this podcast, but they don't know that Kendrick had asked Drake for the fade. They don't know that a fade was even asked for in general, let alone who asked for it. So add that to the mix, and it starts to make a lot of sense. It makes sense why Kendrick has songs like Squabble Up, and it makes sense why he has songs like Peekaboo. If he hate and disrespect, you better follow up with hands. Losing to the neck, but now I'm trophied up. I'm saying like bing bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. The type of shit I'm on, you wouldn't understand. The type of skits I'm on, you wouldn't understand. Big dog business, I will not hold your hand. So clearly in the lyrics in GNX and Peekaboo, Kendrick said if he hating or if he's disrespecting, you better follow up with hands. You better squabble up. So I'm convinced that Kendrick was the one that offered to fight. I'm just saying. Let me remind you that this conversation happened because of the interview that Mal did with DJ Head. They're trying to say that nobody knows this context. But now that we know this context, it makes a lot of sense that the lyrics in GNX are about fighting. Now, obviously, we know that there was a beef. We know that there was a rap battle. They exchanged songs back and forth. It looks like Kendrick was dissing Drake now for denying the fade. He turned it down. And Kendrick reminded him on GNX. And it starts to make sense with the lyrics in TV Off as well. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. Now it's starting to feel like even though Drake's bigger than Kendrick Lamar, that didn't stop him from asking for the fade. Even though you're bigger than me, I guess it's not enough. I really do think at this point now that GNX has a different perspective after knowing that he asked him for the fade. It's like he's reminding Drake that he pressed him, he got on his case, and Drake turned it down. They're like, what he on? You know, what he on is a phrase that people's like, what you on, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you want to fight somebody type shit. And with my type activities, like squabbling up, then don't you get involved. I think some of the lyrics now add different context now that we know that a fade was asked for and that a fade was turned down. It's starting to make sense why songs like Squabble Up exist, why it was played before Not Like Us, why he does the punching sound effects. It starts to make sense why he talks about doing push-ups, working out the right way instead of doing surgery. It's starting to make sense why he was saying all of those things. He was asking for somebody to fight and they denied it. That means that they probably didn't trust in their own physicality to handle themselves in a fight. As to where Kendrick, he's shorter than Drake, but he was the one that asked to fight him regardless. It ain't the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. You see what I'm saying? Say you're bigger than myself, but it's not enough. If you were really like that, then you would have still fought me. You try to downplay me because of my size, but when I asked you for the fade, you said no. It's just adding a lot more context than I thought, bro. I just thought that I pull up these lyrics because those were the lyrics that I thought of when I heard that somebody actually did want to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? These were just the lyrics that came to my head. And now that I'm thinking about it, it just came to my mind also, besides GNX, Euphoria was definitely a song that he had kicked this off with. And he had talked about fighting in there as well. This is one of the first diss tracks that Kendrick Lamar had put out. And he even talked about fighting in this one. He said, I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. Yeah, fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. You better off spinning again on him. You think about pushing me. He's Terrence Thorne. I'm Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm whooping feet. We ain't got to get personal. This is a friendly fade. You should keep it that way. And I think that friendly fade was the fade that he had asked for. We don't got to get personal. We could run the fade and just drop everything. But instead of running the fade, you back down. And now we got to do all this. And because of that, that's how we got into this point. That's how we got Not Like Us. That's how we got GNX. That's how we got Squabble Up. And that's how we got every other song from that album. But nonetheless, I think this was an insightful interview from Effective Immediately. But shout out DJ Head. Shout out Gina View. Shout out Effective Immediately. I love the content that they drop over there. Still got to react to DJ Head talking the ball. I know that conversation had stemmed from that. But I thought this was real interesting. A year has passed since the beef had started. This is like the anniversary of Not Like Us today as we're recording this. And we're also finding out today that Kendrick had asked to fight Drake, allegedly. But y'all tell me how you feel about this and get back to me, man. Y'all tell me how you feel about this fight. Y'all tell me in the comments, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video, man. Peace. Keep it a legend.